It's the interview. What school did y'all go to?
Well, I went to Thomasville Elementary School, Thomasville Middle School, Thomasville High School, and after high school, I attended Alabama State University for 1 year, and then later transferred to Alabama Southern Community College, and I finished with my bachelor's, master's, and education specialist at University of West Alabama.
I went to Thomasville Elementary School, Thomasville Middle School. I graduated from Thomasville High School, and I then went to University of West Alabama, which was Livingston University when I went, and I graduated with my bachelor's, master's, and my specialist degree.
Describe your childhood.
Well, my childhood was, it was at times okay. I came from a single parent home. We didn't have a lot of money, but we had a great support system. I had a lot of good friends and neighbors that I was around. So I had one older brother who's still living in Thomasville now. I didn't have any sisters, but I was real active. I played a lot of sports. I played baseball, basketball, football, and that kind of kept me busy, so I was real active.
Growing up, my childhood was a good childhood. I had 5 brothers and sisters, and I have 5 brothers and sisters, and I was the youngest child growing up. I was the baby, and so I got away with a lot of things. I never got a spanking growing up. While I was growing up, I was very involved with cheerleading. So I did the Pee Wee cheerleading, I did junior high cheerleading, and I did varsity cheerleading.
What was your favorite childhood moment?
My favorite childhood moment was number 1, when I was in the 11th grade. I started dating Miss Figures, and next was I was an athlete, and I was on 3 state championship teams, 1 back-to-back in baseball and 1 in football.
My childhood memory would be hanging with my daddy a lot, and going on some family property that we had down in Pleasant Hills, and getting in the creek and fishing and trying to swim, and chasing snakes. I just remember being in Pleasant Hills with my dad and just spending a lot of time with him, and it was just fun growing up.
What was the famous fashion when y'all were growing up?
Leg warmers, puffy, big hair,
The high top fade, which due to age I can't wear that anymore, but we used to have what you call a shag. We had a little patch back there in the back.
we
The
had
afro. I did have an afro when I was small.
ruffled shirts. We wore shoes that had a penny in them, in the front of the shoe, and we called them pennies.
Penny loafers.
Penny loafers. Those were always
What's the name of those pants?
with the button on the bottom.
The baggies. I mean, they
Them
weren't.
big old bags, them big old pants.
And those
MC
stonewashed
Hammer
jeans.
pants. Yeah, stonewashed
Stonewashed
jeans.
jeans.
They were white and stonewashed.
And
Yeah.
the button downs.
Who was your favorite artist?
If I had to choose one, it was maybe Keith Sweat. But I did like a little Prince, rest in peace, and Michael Jackson, rest in peace. Luther Vandross.
My favorite musical artist was Prince. I can remember when Purple Rain came out. We all went down to the Thomasville movie theater, and we watched Purple Rain. I had all his albums, and posters, and I love myself some Prince. I also like Michael Jackson, but I really love Prince.
What was the music back then? Like the music type?
It was R&B, which that's the type of music that's the music that I like. I was an R&B fan.
Hip hop. We danced a lot to Whitney Houston, New Edition.
But I can say that I was not a rap fan. I think that's the music of choice of this generation, but I definitely was not a rap fan.
What was your favorite subject in school?
Much. Language arts, just because I wasn't a fan of the other subjects, so language arts by default.
My favorite subject was math. I love math. Even when I taught third grade, I would love when it was time to switch over to math. I took several higher up math courses when I was in college, and I just love math.
Who was your favorite teacher?
Miss Anderson, my fifth grade teacher, just because she was real nice and sweet and had a caring spirit, and she still to this day have that same spirit. And I was fortunate enough to, when I was in college, to do my student teaching in her class, and I did learn a lot from how to manage students to how to manage a lesson, to how to write lesson plans. She taught me all those things and helped me become a better teacher from that experience of working with her.
My favorite teacher would have to be Miss Nelson. She was my first grade teacher. I can remember when I was in kindergarten, I cried every single day. They used to send me to the office just about every day for my mom to come pick me up because I was crying. And then I got to first grade and I started off crying again. And they put me in Miss Nelson's class, and she had such a kind and caring spirit that she would nurture me and comfort me, and I soon stopped all that crying. But my favorite teacher would have to be Miss Nelson. And this year, around Easter time, I saw Miss Nelson in Rite Aid. And she actually, I looked at her, but I wouldn't say anything to her because I'm like, she's not going to remember me. And Miss Nelson walked up to me, and she hugged me, and she remembered me from first grade, and I could not believe it.
Did y'all have any electronics when y'all was growing up?
Well, when we were growing up, there was no such thing as cell phones.
We had the Atari.
Y'all didn't even have flip phones?
No, there was no such thing as cell phone when we were growing up. We had the
Atari.
dial phone and the home phone.
Yeah.
And later on, we finally got the
Push button phone.
digital. But the video games we had were Atari, Sega, and Nintendo, which I still have today.
What was y'all's favorite board games?
Sorry.
I like Trouble, a little bit of Monopoly, but I love Trouble and Sorry. And I played a lot of checkers with my granddaddy.
Do y'all remember y'all's neighbors?
Yes, my neighbors were, on one side were the Schattenbergers, which is Miss Figure's aunt and uncle, and on the other side were the Pritchett's, which they were related to me, and they were real instrumental in my growing up. The phrase, "it takes a village," they played a part in raising me.
My neighbors were basically all my age. I had a lot of children my age, and so we got a chance to play a lot after school and during the summertime. But the Treadwells, they were my neighbors on the right side of my house, and their youngest son is now a pastor at a local church here in Thomasville, And then on the left side of my house were the Hartphones, and a lot of them have moved away.
Um, what year did y'all get married?
Our marriage date was February 22nd, 1997 at 3 o'clock.
And we got married at the Church of God in Christ, where we still attend.
That's one of the best decisions I ever made.
Did y'all have chores when y'all were growing up? If so, what were the chores?
These same ones that the typical child had then and should have now. I'm not cooking. I wasn't a big cook, but cleaning, washing, putting up clothes, taking out trash, sweeping, mopping.
My mama actually didn't make me do anything except for I had to keep my room clean, and I didn't do a good job keeping it clean. And the only other thing I can remember her making us do is shell peas.
If you ever got in trouble at school, do you remember what you did?
Well, I don't remember any one specific incident, but I did go to the principal's office a lot. I did get my share of paddling. It's not that I was a real bad child, but we just like to talk and play and have fun in school. And back then, the teachers and the administrators were real strict, so we weren't allowed to get away with as much. So I did spend my elementary, middle, and high school years. I did see the principal quite a bit, and I have had my share of paddlings.
Well, I never got into any trouble because I was very scared that my mama would get me once I got home also. So I didn't get into trouble in school.
Who was y'all's best friend?
I didn't have one person that's a best friend. All of my classmates, we used to hang out a lot. All my teammates that I played sports with, we hung out a lot. I never had just one person that I spent the majority of my time with. It was mostly my classmates, the guys that we went to school together from kindergarten on up. I used to hang out with them a lot.
Well, I had several good friends that I hung out with, and one of my close friends was Miss Butler that teaches reading. We were good friends in school, and we also attended the same church, and so we were friends at church also.
Did y'all have jobs in high school? If so, what were the jobs?
I did not have a job in high school. I was too busy playing sports. I played baseball, basketball, football, so most of my after-school time was either at practice or at a game, so I did not have a job in high school.
I did have a job in high school. I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school. McDonald's was just opening up here in Thomasville, and I was a cashier at McDonald's, and I also worked at a store called Bargaintown, which is now closed down. And I worked at Dale Champs, which is now Superfoods.
What were the famous restaurants back then?
This is Alabama Grill and Delmar. That was
Yeah, we only had two.
two main ones, Alabama Grill and Delmar.
After school, where did you guys hang out? Like, where was the most hanged out part of town?
McFadden Park. We used to play basketball and baseball there a lot. At Hardee's on Friday and Saturday nights.
And sometimes we would hang out at the movie theater if it was a good movie playing.
What were the famous movies back then? Like one famous movie?
Friday.
Purple Rain by Prince.
Friday.
Purple Rain.
Friday. Smokes.
Well, thanks for taking out your time, and that's the end of the video.
Bye.
Peace. I see it. Peace.